Broken Promises, Part 2. When I got home, things were no better. My dad was working late, and there was hardly anything in the refrigerator. When I called my dad to see if I could use his credit card to order a pizza, he went into the whole money doesn't grow on trees speech and told me to make a sandwich. Seriously, I just wanted to get away. My life was boring, pointless, and the one guy I thought might make things a little more interesting didn't even acknowledge me in class. Just when I was about to call the day a bust, my cell phone lit up. Isaac, my heart raced. I was excited and angry at the same time. What you doing? He asked. Nothing. You want to come over? I can't. School night. Isaac came up with a solution. Just tell him you're doing homework with Alicia and tell Alicia to cover for you. Of course, I had lied to my dad before, but not for a guy. For a party, maybe, but not a guy. I don't know, Isaac. Come on, I really want to see you. Anger was melting like butter. Anger was melting like butter on a hot skillet. Let me call you back. I'm on my way. Isaac, I'll be there in 10 minutes, he said before the click. I rushed to prepare for Isaac's arrival, saving my least favorite part for last. I had to convince Alicia to lie for me. She didn't answer the first 3 times I called, but the fourth time she yelled, "What?" It took some serious apologizing, but she calmed down enough for me to ask the big question. You want me to do what? Slowly, I repeated, I'm going to Isaac's. If my dad calls, tell him I'm in the restroom. Then call me, and I'll call my dad back, okay? You're already lying for this guy? Alicia argued. I lied for you lots of times so you could be with Jose. At least I knew Jose for a month. Anyway, Rachel, Isaac is on drugs. Maybe he's not, I defended him. And even if he does drugs, that doesn't mean I have to. Everyone has something bad about them, right? I procrastinate. You're OCD. We're all human. Besides, maybe Isaac has a reason for doing drugs. Maybe I can help him through his problems and he'll stop. Whatever, Rachel. My phone beeped. Isaac again. I looked through the window and saw his truck at the curb. Please, Alicia, Isaac's here. Okay, but promise you won't do drugs with him. You think I'm stupid? No, but promise me. I promise. Deja vu. We went to Isaac's bedroom and sat down. He turned on the television and we started watching a basketball game. I checked my phone every 5 minutes to make sure I wouldn't miss a call from Alicia. This is crazy. I still couldn't believe how much freedom we had at Isaac's house. My dad would kill me if I had a guy in my room. What's the big deal? We're teenagers, a boy and a girl, alone in a bedroom? I tried my best to spell it out for Isaac without actually saying it. I'm alone with girls in my room all the time, he said. Then it happened. He pushed my bangs from my forehead, leaned in, and kissed me. Whoa, forget butterflies. I had bats in my stomach now. It took me a moment to get my thoughts together, but when I replayed what Isaac said before the kiss, it didn't sound right in my head. Did you just say that you bring girls in here all the time? He shook his head. That's not what I meant. That's what you said. No, I'm just saying, look, you need to relax. Isaac changed the subject. You're worried about missing a call. You're freaked out about being here. Isaac got up from the bed and walked toward his desk. I've got something to calm you down. He returned to the bed with the blunt. I couldn't believe it. The guy I liked was standing in front of me with marijuana. I did what I always thought I would do if somebody offered me drugs. I said, no. It's not going to kill you, you know, he said as he opened his bedroom window. I just don't want to, was all I could think to say. How do you know you don't want it if you've never tried it? He asked. It's like everything else. People tell you all this bad stuff is going to happen if you try it. But it never does. If it were true, they'd be dead already because they tried it at least once before too, he reasoned as he lit the tip and inhaled deeply, then exhaled. How long have you been doing this? I don't even know why I asked. He shrugged and replied in a nonchalant tone. Since 6th grade. Why'd you start? Don't you know it's bad for you? Isaac laughed to himself and spouted off his philosophy. I saw my uncle doing it one time. That's when I figured out everyone is lying. Parents, teachers, the government, they're all lying about drugs and sex and education and everything else. Good things happen to bad people and bad things happen to good people. That's how life goes. What really matters is having fun in your life. He took another deep puff, closed his eyes, and seemed to float off into space, free from every care, every memory, everything. I wanted to be free too. Not forever, just for the moment. I wanted to know if there really was some kind of euphoria, some place to escape the world. And then, without words, Isaac opened his eyes and offered me the blunt. I accepted. That was the first of many promises I would break. The next day at school, Alicia asked me how things went at Isaac's. Fine, I replied as we walked toward the building. Fine? What kind of fine? She was bugging me with her questions. I snapped, fine, as in I've got this, Alicia. She stopped, but I kept walking. I felt sorry for her. She was trapped in this world with no way out. She had no idea what it was like to be high, to get away from everything. I didn't want to get carried away, though, and turn into a druggie. I promised myself I would only do it when things got bad. I guess I didn't know how bad things could get. For the next month, I found myself at Isaac's house a couple of days a week. Every time we smoked, and every time I needed a little more to reach my high. Only now, Isaac wasn't giving me the stuff for free. I had to pay $10 here, $15 there. Those field trip permission slips came in handy, but I had to make them myself because Alicia stopped talking to me. One day, Isaac suggested I try some pills. At first, I didn't want to, but he said they would take me away faster, so I did. I couldn't believe how awesome they were. It was like nothing mattered. Not my grades, not my friends, not even the fact that my mother was dead. The only problem was the pills cost more than the weed, and my dad was getting suspicious of all these field trips. I'd have to come up with another way to get money. I remembered how easily Isaac had stolen my phone from Mrs. Washington's desk. I really liked Mrs. Washington, but that didn't matter when I took her wallet. I also stole money from the National Honor Society popcorn fundraiser. I kept telling our sponsor I'd bring the money tomorrow. I was digging myself into a hole, but I didn't think about it. I didn't want to think about it, so I had to take another pill or try another drug, which required more money. It was this huge, crazy cycle. The whole time I was spiraling down, I felt like I was watching myself, like it wasn't even me. I got this bright idea to withdraw $500 from my dad's credit card so I could slow things down for a while. When I was getting high, I didn't think things through. After my dad found out about the withdrawal, I was too ashamed to go home. Things just got out of control. My dad called like 10 times a day. Rachel, just come home. We can talk this out. When I got tired of hanging out on the street, sleeping in the bathroom at Walmart, and stealing purses from unsuspecting shoppers who were too busy talking on their cell phones to pay attention to their grocery carts, I went back home. My dad cried when he saw me. Rachel, what happened to you? I couldn't even explain. He started yelling at me, telling me that I was not allowed to leave the house to go anywhere except school. I was just like, whatever. I had missed so many days of school since I started smoking, I knew I'd have to take all my classes over again. I only remember parts of what happened the day I overdosed at school. I remember walking into Mrs. Washington's room. I was so high I must have passed out before I got to my desk. I remember people standing over me and Mrs. Washington yelling, "Get the nurse!" Then the bell rang. I looked up. People started leaving the room. Isaac stepped over me on his way out. The last thing I remember is hearing some girl giggle and hearing Isaac ask, "You got plans tonight?" Rachel begins to cry. Yes, he never really liked me. It's crazy, you know. You think the bad guy is going to be mean and ugly and dressed in black, but he was cute and nice, you know? And we talked like real friends, but he just wanted another customer. The counselor thanks Rachel for sharing her story and says, "We're glad you're here to learn how to overcome your addiction." Rachel takes her seat and wipes away the tears. Next, Michael, a 37-year-old former accountant, stands and speaks. "Hi, my name is Michael." The circle responds, "Hi, Michael." "Michael, why don't you tell us how it began?" The end.